Hi guys, Zasmo here, and today I'm gonna talk about the cast on crit assassin setup. In the previous two videos I talked about the gear, the required budget that you need in order to play this build. This is a low life cast on crit assassin, and in the next video I talked about the leveling, how to level this character to level 70, which is when you can equip every single item, every single gem, and just play this build as is. There's the build and there are the items in the path of building in the description, and I will basically talk about the current setup that I have right now, which is pretty much still exactly the same setup as I showed in the gear video. There was only a belt that I was wearing from 70 to 79 because the crystal belt has a level requirement 79 here. That's why I had to wear something else for the 9 levels, but other than that everything else was pretty much the same. So I'll talk about the gem setup, the hotkeys, and what are we using and when. Basically the main damage comes from when we cyclone and we crit. We have cast on crit in this 6th link, and we have cast on crit through the Cospri's Malice. So Cospri's shoots frost bolts and then ice novas, and then we also have 2 jewels that give us extra frost bolts, so we're shooting 4 frost bolts, ice novas. This is all supported by hypothermia for more damage. You can also do frost bomb if you want to do that. Then we have the cyclone with cast on crit with hypothermia as well, shooting other ice novas, and then we have increased critical strikes and inspiration for more elemental damage, as well as increased critical strike chance per inspiration charge. So this is the main damage setup. While we're running at the same time, I have on left click the instant skill Vortex. This has a hit element, so it actually applies curses. So I have Vortex linked to Hex Touch, linked to Frostbite and Arcane Surge. So this is continuously giving me Arcane Surge as I run non-stop, as well as cursing everything I walk over pretty much, just automatically without me having to do anything else other than just holding my left click button and then holding cyclone whenever I cyclone. Other than that, we have 8 auras. So we have clarity, which is pretty low level, then we have precision, which is high level actually because we need the accuracy and the crit. Then we have discipline. This is also Val discipline, so I have a Val discipline hotkey just for an extra heal, like shield recharge whenever you press it. Then we have Herald of Ice, hatred for extra cold damage, zealotry for crit and spell damage. Then we have sand stance. We have here more AoE, and more importantly we have also the blind aura and less damage taken from attacks from outside the radius of the flesh and stone. So this is a little bit of a defensive mechanic as well. Of course we are low life, so we are reserving the hatred, zealotry and discipline from our Prism Guardian shield. They get +2 to levels, and then you can also corrupt that. So this is like the budget version, right? And you can check exactly the gear and the cost of everything in a couple videos back, but it has so many upgrades to do, and the damage can go way higher. The survivability and especially the not regeneration but like recovery can be so much higher with a specific Watcher's Eye that recovers your energy shield on hit, because we hit so many times so many enemies with spells and attacks. So there is so many improvements to be made to this build. However, even in this form as it is right now, with like just random cheap flasks and this setup, I'm still comfortably clearing T14 cemetery, because this is kind of my strategy. I have the top left region of the Atlas with 4 watchstones, and then top right region of the Atlas with 4 watchstones, and I'm doing the T16s from the right side from the Lex Ejoris, and I'm doing T15s and T14s from the Hayward Hamlet, basically like things like burial chambers for T15s, and things like malformation, not malformation, where is that map? There was a better one, Toxic Sewer, there you go, Toxic Sewer and Burial Chambers are my favorite T15s here. And T14, of course, I'm doing the Cemetery, because there is this new divination card. 1 divination card gives you 5 exalts, you just have to find it in the Cemetery map, that's why I'm juicing that map. I'm doing also the Prophecy, the Unbreathing Queen 5, because it costs only 1C, it looks cool, and it gives you extra juice, extra monsters, and if they drop the gloves they sell for like 5c easily. Fragments sell for 5c, so the prophecy just pays for itself because you get the fragment every single time, and sometimes you get the gloves, so it's like 5 to 10c for that prophecy, and the prophecy costs 1c. The problem is just buying a lot of them because people don't usually have many of them. So that's the only problem with that. Other than that, I recommend dropping like an Elder's Scarab, maybe Divination Scarab, doing Alva, maybe using a Sack Fragment, doing Nemesis for as many packs as you can add to that, and the build can perfectly handle that. Just you know, maybe you will need some levels, because I'm already like level 91 because I've been playing this build a bunch right now for like 2 days, and basically I have grinded a lot of heists as well, because I'm leveling all my rogues to level 5. I'll try to post a video maybe tomorrow as well about how to get your rogues quickly to level 5. Hopefully they will not change that. It's actually pretty easy. It's easier than just running regular heists, but I'll talk about it in a future video. But yeah, that's basically the setup. Like, it's very enjoyable to play. It's a very nice quick meta build. I kill the Conqueror on just as I'm running without changing anything. Just kill the Conqueror as well, so it's doing fine for that. You don't need to switch anything for single target or anything like that. The only thing that I think that I'm gonna be working on now is like just increasing the damage, so getting more levels, getting more crit multi, getting higher level gems everywhere, because that will give me a lot of damage, and then just improving gear gradually, like getting the rings. Rings are like 5 exalts in order to get like the Herald of Ice, cold damage, and increased Herald of Ice buff rings. Helm enchant. Could also get like Helm enchant for mana reservation to get more life, but we don't necessarily need that. So there are so many improvements to this build that I'm gonna be doing over the course of this league, but the starter version definitely is performing very well. I'm super happy with it. Super happy how it does in heists. Like, yeah, it's very strong. And if you want to change, if you want to be more tanky, you could switch dash and second wind for shield charge fortify, and maybe if you can get like boots with fortify, then you can have shield charge faster attacks fortify on boots. That would be something really nice, probably, because that's what the build is lacking. It's lacking fortify. With fortify it would be definitely very tanky. That will basically stop you from getting one shot, because that's the only time you pretty much die on this build. Like, you pretty much have pretty good recovery and pretty good avoidance for the most part. It's like the recovery carries hard, but sometimes there are spikes of damage. You know, you get hit for like a bunch of crits, not even crits, because we don't take extra damage from crits as an assassin. Like, you take no extra damage from crits while elusive. That's something that an assassin has, but you get hit sometimes for like 10k, and like you just can't tank that. You would have to have some extra mitigation, so something like extra endurance charges from somewhere, things like that. Oh, I actually haven't anointed the amulet, so this is something that I could get potentially, which is like this Disciple of the Unyielding, and gain endurance charge on kill. I'll look for the anointments that people use, because there are a bunch of things. Oh, actually the one that increases like your mana or ES, like the increases to ES, increase spell damage or something like that, one like the Transcendent Mind or something, whatever it's called, the one that's hidden. That's, I think, something that everybody is anointing. So I'll look into that, but that's basically the setup. Next video I'll probably post something about Heist, and then as I upgrade the build I will give you my updates, and maybe this league I'm gonna try to grind and get a headhunter for the first time ever, so we'll see if that's gonna happen. Thank you guys for watching, see you next time.